I am so tired of feeling like it's never going to be my turn to find love, and I know that someone out there knows what I mean right now.
Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Rita. I hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to talk about something that has been happening all over social media, and that is young women crying and snotting all over the interwebs.
I need girls to rally with me and lift me up because I feel so defeated right now.
I am having a hard time wrapping my mind around this. Being a Gen Xer, this whole crying thing, like I am in complete shock. I am in complete shock that all these girls are crying and then posting it. Oh my gosh.
Just to declutter and figure out why I feel so sad. Writing on why I feel so fulfilled but also lonely at the same time.
So here's the deal. They're posting these crying videos talking about, a lot of them talking about just life in general, which again is strange to me, because I grew up in the situation where you just handled life. Like you just were shoved out there and it was like deal, and you just had to deal. You didn't have time to cry. But I'm trying to be sympathetic. Okay. So a lot of them are crying over dating. They are crying because the dating pool seems to be strange. They are getting stood up on dates. They are afraid they're going to be alone forever. And these are young women, from what I can tell, who actually want a life partner. And that is, they want to be married. And that is great. I think that is a beautiful thing. I think it's wonderful that they desire that, and that they are even in that space. There is a lot of messaging out here telling women that they don't need a man, they shouldn't want a man, they should want to be alone, and they should basically want to marry their careers. And I don't agree with that. Okay. I applaud these women. However, the guy that you intend to go on this date with, if you are on social media and you have shared your social media accounts with him, he has seen you cutting up, doing whatever you are doing all over social media, honey, you have got to stop it. Because let me tell you something. If a man goes on your social media and he sees you snotting and crying about how you can't find a man, it's kind of strange. And he might think you have meltdowns often, and that every time you are facing some kind of challenge that you're going to be crying all the time. And that is kind of difficult for men to handle anyway, a lot of times. The man that a lot of you say you want. So you got to stop all this crying, honey. And you have to stop it. You got to stop this crying and if you're going to cry, stop posting it. You guys share a lot. You share a whole lot. And I think it might be doing something to the social fabric of this generation. So number one, you got to stop posting every single thing, and you definitely got to stop uploading crying videos. That's number one. And why are you crying so much? I get being upset, but you just got to stop it. You got to pull it together. You got to pull it together. That's number one. Number two, these women who are out here telling you, I mentioned before, telling you you don't need a man, marry your job, men are stupid, men are this, men are that. So yeah, if you're listening to them, they are probably altering how you view men, and you might be approaching men with this in your subconscious, and it could be affecting your behavior when you go on dates, when you interact with men, etc. Could be, I'm just saying. So here's the other thing. I'm not sure what some of these women are expecting out of marriage and out of relationships. I have heard a lot of young women, if you ask them what they're looking for, or ask about a dating mishap or situation, what I am hearing is a lot of I need, I want, I need.
Number 4, do the laundry. And when I say do the laundry, I don't just mean like put the clothes in the wash. I mean like the whole process.
I need, I want, I need. There's a whole list, honey, a whole list.
The list, Kenya, the list.
I had to think about this listing and if I had a list. And I didn't. My only requirement, well, other than you want to be attracted to the guy, right? But my only requirement was that the guy's able to, if he's able to take care of himself and he's not living with his parents, he's a grown man, right? If he's able to pay his own bills, he has his own place. Like, okay, that's my only requirement, right? But a whole list of things, no. Because first of all, I wasn't even thinking about marriage. I didn't think I would get married. I didn't think I wouldn't get married. It wasn't even on the top of my list of things. I was just living life. That's it. Wasn't thinking about marriage, just living life. When I went on a date with my husband, it was just, we got along. Like, we talked about music that we liked. We talked about things that we like to do. We like to go to county fairs and we laugh at some of the same jokes. I mean, yeah, there are some differences, but that's fine. We got along really well. That's what you want. You want to get along with the guy.
Let me explain it to you. He's my husband. I love him. I like spending time with him. I enjoy being around him. I enjoy doing things together with him.
So you're not this whole list of, well, he has to have this and he has to be this and he has to, can you imagine? Think of how intimidating some of you women out there get real feeling some kind of way when men start going down their list of things that they want. But then we turn around and do what? You go down this whole long list of the things that you want, the things that he's got to be, down to the socks and the shoes or whatever the case may be. If you're looking for something serious and you present with this list, you're going to turn off a lot of men. Prioritize the things that are really important. This kicker for Kansas City, Harrison Butkin, he made some comments about women being at home and with the kids, and it was basically about his wife, but he, gave a speech at a Catholic college to the women in the audience, and he says, sure, some of you are going to go on and be successful at your work or whatever, but some of you are going to be so excited to be moms, and that's okay.
For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now about to cross this stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world.
That's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing to raise an actual human person, to be a productive member of society, and to be the reflection and the example of all the hard work that you and your husband put into it. I don't understand that. That's beautiful. That's awesome. But you got some people out there who don't believe in that, and that's their prerogative. But if you want that, I would say don't dismiss what this guy is saying, because he did honor his wife and even choked up about her.
All of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
If you want a man who's going to choke up about you like that, don't listen to the chick.
As you may have heard, there's a man by the name of Harrison Butker who's talking more than I typically like for a male. He's a kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I learned that kickers rarely get tackled. So based on his misogynistic rant during a recent commencement address, I'm guessing this Bible thumper thumped himself a little too hard with his Bible.
Who has never been married or who's been divorced 5 times try to tell you about how this guy is a misogynist. No, maybe listen to a little bit of what he's saying and gain some insight. Or listen to what people who are actually happily married, you're trying to have someone that you can live life with to the fullest. That's what you're trying to have. So you don't want to listen to those women. They don't know what they're talking about. These women will have you miserable and unhappy and not being married or being married to some scumbag. And you don't want that because you got your list, right? Because there are a whole lot of scumbags who have everything on your list. But is it worth it? Is it worth it? What's the conclusion here? My conclusion and what I think is causing all of this crying is that the media and society has sold women a bill of goods, sold women this idea of womanhood that I think is damaged.
I'm
the reason why some women have become undateable is because some women are what? Extremely feminist. And some women think they don't need a man for anything in this world. Some women are just very, very bossy. And this has brought out a lot of masculinity in women.
So I think young women have been sold a bill of goods of expectations that it's all about them. And if they can't get every single thing that they want, then bye to the guy, when really it should be about partners. Like, not even, I don't even like to call it partnership. It is, but I don't like to call it that because it sounds very transactional, and I hate that because we are not machines. We are people with souls and feelings and emotions. For me, minimal emotions. Again, I'm Gen X. Just joking. But I don't like the transactional view of marriage and dating and stuff. Find someone, if you go on a date, talk about the things that you enjoy. Don't talk about your exes, for goodness sakes. And try to get to know the guy. It's okay to ask him if he lives in his mama's basement. You know, you're not in this to find a daddy. You're in this for a life partner and someone you can get along with. That's going to be number one. Because if you have a lot of the same interests and you love a lot of the same things, that means you can laugh, have fun together, and have that bond first before you can even start to talk about business type stuff, right? Or growing things together. As far as all these women out here talking crazy about you don't need a man or the you need to get this, that, and the other from your man, and you need to be, if your man is bringing this, you need to bring that. Like, you can go ahead with that, but most men aren't looking for you to bring what they can bring because they're already bringing it. So they want something a little bit different from you. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, put some comments below or some advice below that you would have for some of the younger women who are trying to date, who are looking for love. I would love to hear your opinion on all of what's going on. Some of you happily married women, I would love to know what you think about Harris Butkin's comments and what you think about all these poor young women crying all over social media because they cannot find a man. Until next time, ciao. God bless.